What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to Lured Up, episode 39, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Yo, this episode's gonna be lit.
Yeah, bitches. Yeah.
I don't know if that was like coming at me because I was saying that earlier, but this is going to be a really mellow podcast.
No, it's not.
Adam has not had anything to drink.
This is gonna be a good episode. I'm one of your hosts, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host.
I'm another one of your
co-hosts. Adam's ready, yo. Yo, Adam is tuned up. That's so great. And Melissa Pescator's over there as well.
The internet.
Who's she?
The internet.
Oh, yeah, the internet. We know the internet.
Yes.
We don't know who Melissa is.
Today's show is brought to you by patreon.com/gottawatchemall, where $1 a month will get you access to our Patreon exclusive Discord. That place is great.
Sure is.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure I just read Delibird that you have an exclusive Delibird on our Discord.
It's exceptionally active. It's filled with amazing people, and it's a lot of fun. So $1 a month on our Patreon will get you access to that. Would love if you came over, hung out with us, shared.
You guys are great.
Shared dank memes and tell ridiculous stories. But I do want to give a huge shout out to our Lured Up supporter tier patrons: Terry, Jay, Michael, Jessica, Brittany, Matt, Keith.
Aww,
thank you guys so much for being you. Yes, we really appreciate it, and yeah, you guys are helping Melissa get to GoFest.
Yeah,
shit, I said it.
Yeah,
Melissa's coming.
Wait, did we confirm that?
All right, so
nobody texted me and said I'm upset.
We're just about confirmed. We're just about confirmed.
Wait till the podcast.
All right, so this is listen to this before we get into the show here. A couple months ago, when tickets first became active for GoFest, I applied for media credentials for the show, and I hadn't heard anything for months and months and months. And last week, I get the email that they approved Lured Up for media access to GoFest, which is awesome. So we're going to have VIP access, can go to the media lounge and, you know, rub elbows with some famous YouTubers. I don't know. I just hope they have free. I hope they have free drinks. That's like, you know, I'll be excited if that's. But so we have media access now. They explain that along with the media access comes a +1, so I can actually bring someone additional with me that does not require a regular player's ticket, a regular player pass. So then we spawn the idea of, I'm going to move my media credentials to Sunday. Adam and I already have tickets to Sunday. I'll use the media pass for me so I can have access to the media lounge. The second pass I'll give to Melissa, so then Melissa can actually come and get in as media on Sunday. Adam's going to get in with his player pass, and we could all play on Sunday and actually have, she'll actually have access.
It'll be awesome.
So now when I got the media pass confirmation email, I wrote the person back from Niantic and I said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do here. How can we get this? How can we get this off? And she was the one that actually said, all right, this is what you got to do. Make Melissa go on Sunday. I'll move your credentials over. She had a whole plan. So this had come through on July 3rd. And I responded in the evening saying like, all right, great. This is what we want to do. Exactly what you recommend. We want to do that. Switch our passes, get Melissa access. Now, I'm assuming that she's been out of the office because of the July 4th holiday, because I have not heard a response back yet confirming. So I'm going to be on that early tomorrow morning. I'm going to be emailing again like, hey, just circling back. I got to buy, plane tickets here. We got to figure this out like pronto. But
either way, I'm going.
We are... Either way you're going?
Either way I'm going.
Awesome.
So, if somebody wants to hang out with me outside, I'll have to find somebody to hang out with me outside.
Awesome. So Melissa's going to Chicago. Hell yeah.
Mind has been blown.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And we'll figure it out with the freaking media. We'll get it all worked out. They have your information, so.
They have this place.
But does the Airbnb, is that like that okay with them?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It better be.
The bed is going to be a little busy. We'll see what happens. Pause. We are recording this episode on Sunday, July 8th, 2018. On today's show, we're going to talk about Community Day that happened today. Community Day number 7 for SQUIRTLE.
Too soon.
We had a freaking awesome time. We had an amazing time today. Articuno Day was yesterday. That was a whole nother thing that I didn't get to experience because I was working. July 6th was the 2-year anniversary of Pokemon Go. So Niantic has done a couple things to kind of celebrate that in-game. Niantic is really heading up the charge in the development of AR, and they've acquired a new company, so we'll talk about that. and there were some really cool tech demos that they put up online that could be shaping the way and the future of PvP and how multiplayer works in Pokemon Go. So it's worth taking a look at.
How about for us Android
Melissa,
people?
Oh, no, it'll work for you too. AR Core is coming. It's coming. And Melissa's going to love this one. A controversial guest is going to be coming on the show. I don't want to say anything yet, but we'll talk about that later in the show.
I don't know
who
should be scared, me or the guest?
This is going to be...
Is this Holly?
This is going
Did we book Holly, finally?
No, that's at GoFest. No, and then at the end of the show, we're going to wrap up with an Absol Duo Battle Party. We did an Absol today. We had 20 people in it. It was no fun. So I was like, hey, this would be fun as a duo. And we're going to throw a little bit of a challenge in there for some of our more experienced players, listeners, to see if you guys can come up with a creative way to duo Absol. All right. Community Day number 7. Adam, I want to hear all about it. We were about to talk about it even before we recorded. I said, stop, save it for the show. I don't know what happened with your day.
Yeah.
Lay it on me. How'd it go for you?
Adam.
So we started out the day. We were getting ready because we were going to see a play in downtown Portsmouth, the Suzical.
Oh.
And it was a lot of fun. I watched it. It was excellent. Awesome job to everybody in the play. But it was in Prescott Park. And there's Pokestops everywhere downtown Portsmouth. And so this is the first time that I've been there for a community day. So I was like, all right, well, it's right in the middle of the show because the show starts at 1, community starts at 2. So I knew that I'd be sitting there for at least an hour. And as soon as it started, only a few Squirtle spawned. I'm like, no.
Even with an incense?
And I like, oh, well, okay, so hold on. I didn't have an incense yet. It was right before it started that I was like, I don't know if I need an incense. I was like, I won't buy anything, whatever. And so right when it turned, I lured up the spot that we were sitting at, spun the stop, got the Squirtle Squad task.
Research, right?
Hit like 3 Squirtles and like wasn't getting to the 5th one. And I was like freaking out because I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to watch the play and be there for the family. And I'm like, all right, I just got to get up for a second. And I walked to another Pokestop and got the 5 Squirtles and whatnot. Like, but I still wasn't getting enough Squirtles. So I was
man, Adam has to pee a lot.
no. So I was like, and luckily, like right as I was freaking out, like intermission happened. So I was like, yes. So I was like, I'll be right back. I'm going to run around. So basically I hit a bunch of stops, had a ton of research tasks. I just kept, receiving them and game crash. Oh, no. I don't like to complain, but my game kept crashing every time I clicked on one of those tasks. It was like, it would just freeze. Yes. And I'm like, my Go Plus is still going. So I know it's still like the game's still up. I know it's connected. So I'd like wait a few Pokemon catches and then I'd be like, all right, I'm restarted it, jump back in, collect all the research tasks. And I got a whole bunch of Squirtles. I only got 1 Sunglass Squirtle at the start, and I've probably caught right now about 25, 30 Squirtles. I sit back down. I'm like, all right, I'm buying an incense because I have to sit here through the rest of this. So it's like and I had like 1,581 coins.
You didn't pay attention in 1 minute of that play, dude.
No, I did, honestly. It was just like, I dropped the 80 coins for an incense. Internet, have at me. But I spent the 80 coins on 1 incense.
What?
And
what?
and I went for it. What spawned was a Sentret, a Wurmple,
oh no,
a Gulpin. I was like, are you serious?
Of course.
Are you serious right now? I was so mad. The next Squirtle that spawned, like from the lure, actually gave me the shiny Squirtle. So I was like, okay, I'm relieved. I've got the shiny with glasses and the shiny without, within the first hour. So I'm set. Like, whatever. And then I kind of put the game down and just kind of played it in the background. And we met up with Jessica's sister and we just kind of walked downtown, got some ice cream, and it wasn't that big a deal. Like, I just kind of like, the game was in the background. It wasn't the focus. Like, I had my camera the whole time, but I just didn't film anything.
Right.
I feel awful about it, but it's like, I don't know. I just kind of like was there in the moment.
You don't feel awful about it because you know what?
Different.
There's a fine line between playing the game and being dedicated to the game and being dedicated to Pokemon and being dedicated to your family. Like, you can't let it be, You can't let the love of the game be a distraction from other things. You got to be in the present moment.
Yeah, and it's like you could tell that I was definitely distracted, but we all sat down, we all were eating. I'm sitting here catching Squirtle after Squirtle, dropping lures as we're walking down the street. But I mean, I had a blast. I still was able to get in my car for the last 25 minutes, and I was able to get a ton more research tasks and get, I think, 4 in total of shiny with glasses, and then 4
nice,
without.
That's what I ended with.
Oh, okay.
So I got
that's huge.
eight
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I can't complain. I didn't get any 100%. I didn't talk to anybody. It was just kind of people were playing, but nobody was congregating or talking. You could just tell who was playing and who wasn't. And because there was a lot of couples there, just enjoying. They're walking downtown.
Dude, that's interesting that you say that, because I had a very different experience. Melissa and I both had different experience of Community Day today, because we did it on foot, and holy shit, what a different experience! All right, so let me back up a minute. You ended with 4 and 4? You said, Adam?
Yes, and I was for the most part on foot.
Okay, right. But that's amazing though, that even being tied up and stuff like in one spot, that you're able to still bring in 4 and 4. That's awesome.
How many did you catch altogether? Do you know?
I posted on the Discord for Terry.
I'll check it.
I don't know the exact numbers. I think about probably 125, something like that.
That's freaking awesome. That's great. I ended up catching 123. Melissa caught 126. So, and we were on foot the whole time. So
the entire time. So I don't know how you caught so fucking many. How the fuck did you catch so many? That doesn't make sense.
The Go Plus
probably.
Go Plus. I don't even want to talk about.
Why was yours disconnected?
Don't. Well,
all right, let me go first, and then Melissa will have her chance to rant about this, because it was pretty comical how that shit all played out. But anyway, we went to Saddlebrook, New Jersey, Saddle River Park, for the New Jersey, New York PokeTuber meetup. So the whole crew that we had on the show last week. Oh, and by the way, thank you to everyone that came on last week. We've gotten great feedback from that show. We have a lot of people in our community that have checked you guys out. So all those tubers that came on last week, thank you so much. And we got to meet all of them today in Saddlebrook. They were all awesome. They were all absolutely awesome. Let me explain how our day kind of went out. So this park was about an hour away from us, and it was a straight shot down the highway. So we get on the highway, and there's hella traffic. It's just, Jersey is notorious, especially by the Jersey Shore, just notorious for traffic. But we're going against the traffic from the actual shore crowd, people coming to the beach. This is just for accidents and other rubbernecking and all this bullshit. So I'm stressed out because the nav is saying we were going to get there 10 minutes after the event starts. And I'm like, that, burning my britches, really grinding my gears. So when the traffic finally cleared up, I hit pedal to the metal. I was doing fast. I was going fast, and
200.
We're starting to get to the area of where Saddle River Park is, and I'm like, hey, turn the game on. We're gonna have to figure out where we can park. Use the game as navigation. And then Melissa goes, where is it? Where is it? She spins the map around. She goes, holy shit, I see it, and it's just a giant blob of pink from all the lures.
Yeah, it was just a giant
so densely
circle
packed.
Of lures.
It was awesome. And we pull into the area, and now pretty much, I think we had parked the car at 2:05, right? So when we're pulling in, I snipe the first Pokestop as we drive by and get a research task for the 5 Squirtle. So we had to go through the park, in the parking lot and out. I mean, there's people freaking everywhere. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it before as far as density of people playing. Red Bank is a big city, big downtown that we always play Community Day, and there's tons of people playing, but nothing like this. Nothing like this, because everyone was concentrated in one area. So by the time we had parked, I had caught 5 Squirtle and was able to get my first sunglass research task, and the first one I got was a freaking shiny.
Yeah, so we
so
get
it was
out of the
that's
car.
how I pretty much started my day.
We get out of the car. I'm just seeing my first Squirtle, and he's shiny with sunglasses. And I'm looking at him, and I'm adjusting my purse on my shoulder, just shutting the car door. And I look at him like, are you kidding me? Already? How?
And so we had heard on GoHub that they confirmed that if a research task reward or encounter was shiny, it was going to be consistent for everyone that picked it up. So if you spin get that task at a specific stop, you could say, hey, everyone else go to this stop, spin and get the task from there. It will reward a shiny. So I had sniped one of these random stops on the way in as we're looking for parking. I had no idea where the stop was. So I had gone into the event already +1. So then once we finally park and get to the event, it's a giant loop. And I don't know, it had to be more than a quarter mile for the loop all the way around this lake. And it was insane. It was just like the birds were saying on the show last week. Every 10, 15 feet is a bench, and it was a stop. And it was, lit up the whole time, of course. So it was just overlapping stops all the way around. And, I mean, there were some sections of the walkway where you're literally like New York City subway, elbow to elbow with people. Like, there was that many people playing. Absolutely bananas. Like, it was amazing. I've never seen anything like that. Like, when there was an Absol raid that we did, and there was, I don't know, 200 people like in this one area just standing there doing the raid. It was unbelievable. It was totally awesome. We end up doing 2 or 3 laps around this thing during the course of the time, and we pick up 3 shiny sunglass research tasks. So now we I'll fast forward to the end of the event. I ended up with 4 shiny with sunglasses and 3 non-sunglass shinies, right? So, and everyone's like, how did you get 4? How did you get 4? And I'm like, oh man, I sniped some stop on the way in. I don't know which one it is. And, everyone was like, oh my God, we got to find this stop. So we ended up skirting out of there. What did we leave, Miss? Like 10 minutes early?
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes early?
No, we didn't leave early. It was literally the last 10. It was the last 10 minutes,
like 10,
because we had a far walk to the car. But at that point, like, didn't you have 2 other shinies? Like, because towards the end, like, because
I wanted my third. I wanted my third regular
more
one.
Shiny with sunglasses, and I didn't understand how you had so many.
Well,
and I was like, what the fuck? I've been with you the entire time. I've been spinning the same exact stops as you. Why is it not equal? I was annoyed.
Well, that's because it was the one that I had sniped on the way in. So we're leaving 10 minutes. There's still 10 minutes left on the timer. And I'm like, holy shit, we can drive back the exact way we came here when we were looking for parking, find that stop that I spun that got the shiny research task. And I was like, you still got 10 minutes. I was like, we could do this. We could find this stop.
So I was just like, you know what? Fuck yeah. All right, let's go for it. So I got pretty pumped about it. So we start driving and we are rolling. I'm using the Pokemon the game as nav, and we come across the road, and Ken's like, it's got to be this one over here. So we drive past it, and sure enough, I spin it, and it gives me the fucking research task. So
there's 5 minutes left.
And I look at Ken, I was like, I need 5 Squirtle now, right? So I drop an incense, and I was just like, come on, I was like, I gotta do this. Dude, I caught fucking 5 Squirtle in less than 5 minutes. I was freaking the fuck out, and I clicked the fucking research task. Now, this is the thing about this research task. I had the same problem as you, Adam, with the game crashing when I was trying to open the research task, because halfway through our day, Ken had a bunch of them, and with the shiny with the glasses, and I at one point, every time I went to click on it, the game would crash and I would have to reload. And so I was feeling your pain with that. That shit was really annoying, and it sucked. So when the last 5 minutes, I'm fucking freaking out. Squirtle pops up. I catch the last. I got 5. I'm like, oh my God, we did it. I press the button and I get the shiny with fucking sunglasses, the final one to finally reach.
So she ended with
4.
So
you both got, how many did you get in total?
4 and 4.
So you got the 4 shiny.
And I ended with 4 sunglasses and 3 regulars. So I had 7 total. So now let me explain the difference in style here. So normally, and I've always been a big fan of, driving around Red Bank and driving the entire time, because that's the best way to maximize the grind and stay ahead of the, the spawn rate and all that stuff. I hate it. And it's a stressful, it's kind of stressful. 3 hours in the car, and it's
fucking
it's a little
boring.
rough. Well, it's a grind. It's not for everybody. But this time around,
right? It's not for
everybody. But this time around, we ended up walking the entire time, and I was just saying all day, I go just tranquilo, I was just chilling. I did not stress about anything. I didn't care. I just laid low, and it was significantly more enjoyable than any other community day I've had.
It was my best community day experience so far for multiple reasons.
Me too.
Because, one, I feel like I caught the most Pokemon out of any of my community days. I wish I knew my other days how many I caught.
Your other count.
Not only that, I was able to enjoy catching the Pokemon instead of like catching them and then freaking out and like just shiny checking and going out because we're driving and it's like we're going by so fast. And the Go Plus, I didn't even have to use it, thank God, because that piece of shit didn't work the entire. I literally spent no joke. How long was our drive, Ken, up there?
It was an hour. She was like resetting the game, hard resetting the Go Plus. Like it was an hour worth of attempts to get this thing to connect.
Yeah, and finally I did get it to connect, and then
and the game crashed.
The game crashed, right? And I turned it back on, and it would like connect, but then only do 1 or 2 Pokemon and stop. It would just turn off, but it would say it was still connected, but it just wouldn't work. And then I switched it to Pokestops, and that worked for a little bit. And then I was just like, fuck it. And I threw it in my bag. And honestly, I didn't even need it because I was able to.
The pace we were moving, it was just perfect.
Yeah,
it was
way more
perfect.
fun. And there was so many people like listening to all the different conversations and like voyeuring on all the different conversations and like hearing like people who thought that they knew everything about Pokemon and like trying to talk shit. It's like so bad, like they're like the best, and I'm listening, I'm like, oh my god, please shut up, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Melissa and I are the biggest people watchers. Like we love that shit. So we're walking around, and it's like it really was funny hearing these conversations and like everyone just getting so excited, and you hear all the people like jumping up and down, shiny. You hear parents yelling at their kids because their kids are all grumpy because it's freaking 95 degrees out, and I'm sweating bullets. Like it was so much fun. It was so cool.
And we got awesome. 2 ice creams because we're fat kids.
Yo, they had a ice cream truck parked there, and we did a lap, and I'm like, yo, I need an icy so bad. I got a popsicle, right? We did another lap. I'm like, yo, I don't give a shit. I'm getting another.
And I
icy.
said to him, I'm like, okay, you've been a good boy. I'll get you another icy. Come on.
You got a second
I
one
sure
too.
did. My second one was better than my first one. Because the first one I got an ice cream sandwich and I couldn't finish it because it was too like milky. And then the second one I got a frozen fruit and that shit was just delicious.
But all right, real quick before we get off Community Day, let me run down the actual real statistics and things that you should have been concerned with. Hydro Cannon was the special move for Blastoise if you evolved. I did send Adam a text with 10 minutes remaining to remind him to evolve.
Did you do it?
So funny.
You're right there. When you texted me, I had pulled over and I was literally evolving as you texted.
That's so funny.
Yes.
So Hydro Cannon is really, it's pretty much the best 2-bar water charge move in the game, but because Blastoise sucks so bad, it does no justice being used by Blastoise. So even though it's a cool move, it's not going to be, there's going to be much better options in the game when it comes to water charge moves and stuff like that. And now we have to be prepared for Community Day number 8 that's coming. And what is everyone saying? It's going to be Ralts.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah. So the consensus
because that kind of follows the every other, with 10K hatches and starters and all that stuff. So a lot of people, Gardevoir is a holdout, which is cool. I just think Gardevoir is a beautiful Pokemon, but I only have a couple.
I don't even have one yet. I haven't encountered enough Ralts. I don't even have enough fucking shit.
Well, so listen to this. So I realized that Melissa has been walking a Phoebus for 60 kilometers.
But it was because I need the candy.
She needed the candy, but I was like, why did you at least switch it out to another?
What's the difference?
Because then you could have at least had, another Pokemon ready to evolve, at least to have the qualification
That was
of the
the
20K.
best one I had. I only have fucking 3 of them, I think, altogether, and that was the best one. So what's the point of walking any other one?
I guess you're right. All right, we're getting long in the tooth on Community Day stuff, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope everyone had a good time. And yeah, thanks again to all the YouTubers. They were very welcoming, and we cut a couple spots. So, check out Panda Man's video, IRL Trainer. We jumped into the Burr stream for a minute, and Omnisec was there, Yucky Ducky was there. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool meeting everybody. Everyone was super welcoming, and Mrs. Mime was there. It was a lot of fun. It was so funny. They're a funny group, man. It was Omnisec. He was bummed that he couldn't come on the show, and his personality is hilarious. He would have been really fun. I just kept hearing him go like, "Shiny, let's go!" with like the New York accent. I'm like, hell yeah, it's so funny, so awesome. But that was Community Day. Yesterday was Articuno Day. Now, oh wait, it didn't go. I was working, so I couldn't do shit, and I'm really bummed about that because this is like a grinder's dream. The way they did this, where every single gym was lit up exclusively with Articuno for 3 hours. So, I mean, I'm flooded with gyms. So I could have done, if I had the availability, I probably could have done 40, 50 raids. You know what I mean? Because the crew was out rolling. But Melissa met up with them for a little bit and got her 5 in with the free passes.
I didn't even get all 5 free passes. That's the worst part.
Yeah, how'd you not get 5 free passes?
Because
I'm in the same boat.
It was a very stressful day for me.
She's like, this is supposed to be fun.
It was a very stressful day for me. There was factors that played into the day that made it very stressful. We'll start with one. I'm not really one to go out and focus on playing Pokemon Go for a period of time. But I said to myself, I really did want that shiny Articuno. So for me to get up and make a concerned, effort to do this, that's number one.
And on your own too, because it's like I drag you out, and you proactively went out and did this.
So I'm fighting with the kid for a good hour before leaving because he does not want to go and play. He's pretty much like gotten to the point where he's like over Pokemon, and he just wants to play Jurassic. So I finally get him out the door. We get there. I don't see anyone from my normal raid group, so I start having social anxiety that nobody's going to show up and I'm just going to be me by myself. Then finally people start showing up that I've recognized, but just from a different group that I don't play with that often. But I'm like, all right, cool, I at least know these people, so I'm good. Like, this is good. Well, I can chill with them. We start to play. All hell starts breaking loose because the phone wasn't first the phone wasn't charging right, and then we got new battery packs, and then the new battery pack was just like turning on and off, and so like the phone was glitching. And then I'm trying to help Josh with his game because at the last minute, of course, he wants to play like as everybody's dropping in the raid, and his phone is dying. So he's got to run back to the car, which is like all the way down by the gazebo, and we're at a different stop. And so I'm trying to manipulate his phone, hold my phone, hold the battery pack, hold the charger, not drop my keys, and enter in because they're splitting into groups. So I'm trying to enter in the thing,
you're so
private,
dramatic. It's a freaking raid.
You don't understand. It was very stressful for me. So I finally get in, and I give Josh back his phone, and we start playing. And we get to the catch screen, and everyone starts catching, and Josh just starts screaming, "Shiny, let's go!" And he starts running around. Everyone's looking at him like we don't believe him, and I look and I'm like, oh my god, he's really got a shiny. The kid that doesn't want to freaking play the game got a shiny. Literally, I was so angry because like I was already so stressed out, and now this kid's got a shiny and he's running circles, literally running around circles, and I felt like he was just rubbing it into my soul, like rubbing it in. And of course, kid account can't trade, so
can't trade.
I'm trying to catch mine. I'm parked like all the way down at the other end. Everybody jumps in their cars and starts driving to the next location. I'm still trying to go to my car, and they're gone. And I'm like, where are they going?
She texted me. She's like, I lost the group.
Where are they going?
I was like, you just started.
Yeah. I was like, where are they going? So I was able to catch the first one, got to the second raid, was able to catch the second one. We got to the third one. Josh gets another fucking shiny.
You got 2 shinies.
2 shinies in less than a half an hour of playing the game.
Oh my god. So
funny. It was brutal. So
but you ended up catching all 5 though.
I did go 5 for 5. None of them were shiny.
But no shiny.
But it was very difficult. It was just it was not fun. It was
I really hope that they do this again on a day that I could play, like if they did it on a Sunday, because this is something I would really, really like to take advantage of. And, you know, we're spoiled in this area with how dense the gyms are. So this would be a lot of fun to do in this area with a focused group, because I think, you know, we had people in our Discord doing, like, I think Jersey J said he did 40, which is insane. You know, that's so awesome. And, you know, you got to think too, with the double raid XP plus a lucky egg, you're getting, you know, 40,000 for every single raid. You do 40 of these things, it's a stupid amount of XP. It's just absolutely crazy. So, but Adam, were you able to play? Like, did you work?
Well, I feel like there were a lot of like miscommunications in the starting of this event. I feel like they could have communicated a little bit better as far as on Niantic's part. They gave us this, and they held information for too long, and then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, this, and this, and it's like, okay, cool, but we didn't know how we were getting our free raid passes. Like, that just, like, it came out too late.
I didn't even know about the free raid passes, so I didn't even get any of them.
Well, I knew about the 5.
I didn't know.
I didn't know,
so I didn't even get to spin, and that was the other thing. Like, I was so busy trying to keep up with everybody, and, like, because I'm not used to raiding with that group, that I didn't really even spin any of the gyms. So I wound up using my regular raid passes.
Oh my god, you're bush.
Yeah,
league.
well, I didn't know. I didn't know. You weren't there to help me.
See, this is what happens when you're not on Twitter. It's not like you're on a Pokemon Go podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm called the internet.
Okay. and so second off, right when I met up with the group right at 2. Keep in mind, I have to be at work for 2:30.
Oh no.
I've already let them know that I will be there around 3. And they're like, you're killing me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll be there at 3. Giving me essentially 45 minutes to get everything, you know, said and done. Now, I get there and immediately have one of the local players I play with. As everybody out there knows, I keep my friends list close. And my friends list even closer. And I don't add everybody, you know, like the Discord, whatever. I don't care. I love you guys. You guys are my babies. But as far as like the people I interact with daily, it just depends on who. Like, I have to actually like really like you. I don't know. I'm weird. My mom tried to get me to add somebody that's like, it's a family member, but like I don't play with them often, so I don't.
Like you know, this is just like, they're not VIP. This is an exclusive list here. They're not on the guest list.
Exactly. It's a pretty exclusive.
They didn't win the raffle.
And so he came up to me and he goes, you know what? Screw these damn Articunos. Screw these damn shiny Squirtles. Screw these damn shiny Pikachus. He's like, listen, the fucking hardest thing to catch in this entire town is your fucking friend code. And I was like, okay, you can be my friend. It was awesome. I was like, okay. And then he's like, wait. Like, we just basically jumped in and he's like, you're not leaving until I get that. He's like, even if I have to stand behind your car.
That's
and I was like, all right. And everybody was there and like could hear him. And it's like, all right, who else is joining this bandwagon? And like nobody was. So we do the first raid. I didn't catch it. I'm like, all right, guys, I have to be at work. So I'm taking whoever wants to go and just going to the next one. I don't care. Like, you guys are all waiting. You guys have numbers. I'm leaving. And like, so I basically just coordinated. Like, so then I got everybody to the fairgrounds, which is another EX raid location. So we were all like, we're going there next, just trying to trigger it, whatever. I catch that one, not shiny. And then another person goes, listen, my husband will kill me if he doesn't get your friend code. Because he's working right now. So she's like, here you go. Like, she's like, you can add me if you want. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I was like, what's your son's code? You know, and like trying to be all inclusive. And she's like, he has no more data. So anyways, so it was just funny that like 3 people like really like they weren't
VIP,
caring about
dude, you're
catching
VIP.
anything. They were trying to get my code. So it felt nice, you know, it. So anyways, I do. And then I found myself leading like a group of 19 players. Cause I would be 20. And we went to like the fire station, which has 2 right back to back. And then like there's one within walking distance, like in another street. So we like walked to that one immediately. And like, we weren't waiting for anybody. It was just like, we went, next one, went.
And how many did you get in?
I got 7.
Okay.
And I only caught 5 of them. And they were all trash.
And no shinies?
And no shinies.
See, man.
And I had to use... Yeah, because I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 free raid passes. I know this because I spent 4 of my own. It was like, do you want to use your premium pass? I was like, not really, but I guess so because like everybody's jumping in, and like I would spin the photo disc at the gym, like everything that it was supposed to do, and it wasn't giving me them. So I was like, did I run out of free ones?
Yeah,
like,
see, I don't even know the mechanic of how it worked because I was nowhere near a gym for the entire window.
Yeah, so again. Like a mistake like on Niantic's part because like how are we supposed to know like if we got them all, you know, like exclusive raid pass 1 of 5 would have been excellent to know when I'm spinning a gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And does my one that I started with from my free pass for the day count towards those 5?
Yeah,
like
there was a lot of questions. There was definitely a lot of open
and they just could have
ends
been a little bit more clear, but it was excellent. It was awesome.
I think it's an awesome concept. It's a great concept for an event.
And it just, and I found myself leading a pack of like, whoa, like everybody was just like, all right, the next one.
That's why they want your
one.
friend code.
Like,
they want to be like,
I was like, let's go to this one. Let's go to this one.
He's
And I was like the guy, and I was like, all right, everybody, we're going to this one next. And then like, I was telling everybody like, it was weird because I'm not normally like that. And I was just like, all right, you need all your Tyrannitars, like Flareon's good, like just
Well,
you know what I mean.
Adam, dude.
I just
Wear
kept
that
going
hat,
and going.
bro. Wear that
And it was
hat. Drive
awesome.
that train.
I ended up leaving for work at 3. I made it to work for 3:15, 20-ish.
all right, well, so you got 7 in an hour. If you were able to play all 3 hours, you would have done 20, 21 raids. That's huge, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I would have moved from my town to another town. I'll tell you that.
Because I mean, shit. If we were even in Red Bank, that's 6 right there that are all within spitting distance of each other, and then there's just so many.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if they ever do this again, if we know that this kind of a day is coming again, it gives us an opportunity to plan a route. Like, you can literally plan a route ahead of time and strategically map out how much.
No, I think a couple people in our Discord said that the night before that's what they had done. They had kind of put the route together and forwarded that along to the whole crew, so everybody had
that would have been so
an
much better.
understanding.
Like, especially for me, the crappiest part for me was when everybody would get in their cars and they knew the names of the Pokestops. They're like, all right, we're going to Monmouth U Library. So I drove like over by Monmouth U and I'm clicking on all the Pokestops in that area and none of them say library. And I'm like, where the hell are you guys?
It was so funny.
Well, you were clicking the Pokestops.
Yeah,
the
gyms.
You're supposed to go for the gym.
You want me to catch that for you? No, so
I'm sorry, I had to call the internet.
Look. So it was. I felt like a hacker, like on a TV show, because she's saying like, holy shit, the group left me. I don't know where I'm going. I'm checking the groups in the Discord from work, and I'm like texting her directions so she can map, Google Maps, like over to the next raid. And I'm like that hacker on the show. I'm like getting all the information. I was like, I felt special.
Oh my god, what do they say in the Spider-Man movie? You're the guy on the computer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, in Homecoming, his friend, the guy in the computer. Yes, exactly. His friend. Oh, yes, that's the guy I am. Yes, I'm the hacker guy.
That's the guy you is.
But it was a lot of fun for people. No, the people in our Discord really had a good time. I mean, people were doing 20, 30, 40. That's freaking amazing.
I can't believe Josh got 2.
I think M. Pitts from Meta Podcast Go got 3 shiny Articuno. I was like, let's trade at Go Fast.
What?
Yep.
Congrats.
It's crazy.
Listen, so who is not excited? I mean, who's excited for the 2-year anniversary of Pokemon, and then we get the summer hat Pikachu with the sunglasses.
Dude, all right. So I don't think the sunglasses were necessary. I think they should have just kept that.
I don't think so
The
either.
hat would have been fine.
Like, the hat would have been fine.
They were overzealous with the sunglasses.
But also, it's stealing some thunder from Squirtle.
Totally agreed.
You know what I mean? Oh,
It
and
stole
also,
all of the thunder.
if people, you've been living under a rock, the whole internet was up in arms that these were not the Squirtle Squad sunglasses. That they were just, Ray-Bans. You know what I'm saying? And nowhere has Niantic or Pokemon mentioned anything about Squirtle Squad. In the first promotional image, when we thought that they could be trolling us, the sunglasses in the sand are these Ray-Bans. They were never the Squirtle Squad round ones or the Squirtle Squad pointy ones. We latched on the Squirtle Squad because that's what we all wanted. But so much salt was going around because people were like, this is not the Squirtle Squad we were looking for. We were looking for a different sort of Squirtle Squad. So... that was one thing.
And then you can hatch Pichu from 2Ks.
Melissa got one, and I got one.
I got one too.
Oh, yes.
On the way to Community Day.
Community
it was like
Day.
hatching. I was like, yes. I was like, I'd screenshot this and send it to Ken, but he doesn't tell me anything anyways. So
Oh my god.
I'll just
I
keep
would.
it from him. I'll let him find out on the podcast.
I wouldn't have been able to hatch anything if my Poke husband Adam didn't hook me up with some Poke coins and get me like a million incubators. Dude, I hatched so many eggs today.
I said, it wasn't it like your birthday like a month ago or something like that?
But remember when I spent her 250 Poke coins on the Mew t-shirt?
Yes.
So I bought her $20 worth of coins today. So
yeah, you did own up today.
Oh, there you go.
So she finally was able to upgrade her bag and storage a little bit because she's fucking with the Go Plus the whole hour ride, and then we're pulling up to the park and she's like, holy shit, I never cleared my bag. Yeah. She's like, I can only catch 27
exactly.
Pokemon.
I had no
She's like, holy shit, because she was going to do that on the ride up. And so she ended up just buying more bag space.
Well, and then there's also the Pokemon Master Holly starter kit.
Oh, dude, that's the best thing ever.
Shop.
It's the best thing.
Oh wait, no, sorry, just their new Pikachu avatar item. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
but it absolutely is the Pokemon Master Holly starter
so
kit
cute.
with the Pikachu ears and the.
I mean, they should give you like
Chuck Taylors.
dyed hair.
They just give purple hair and tattoos. It's like, oh my god, did you get the thigh tattoo?
Oh my god, Ken. Oh my god.
I'm gonna kill Adam.
Did you
choke?
Did you choose the Flareon or did you choose the Jolteon?
Oh, it's so funny, but
nah, bro, I went with the Ditto.
Oh, and people were catching summer hat Raichus in the wild also, which is cool because I actually caught a party hat Raichu back in the day in the wild, and now the interesting thing about this was the trials from GoHub data mining found the shiny sprites for Summer Hat Pikachu line all the way, Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu, but they were not released in the game. So to date, no one has caught a shiny version of any of the Summer Hats. Now, the logic that was, we were thinking was they were going to follow kind of the same rules as the shiny babies, where the first round, these Pokemon have to be released first, and then the second time they come around or its second event, that's when they would release the shiny. And you would think that would make sense, and that's why the shiny Pikachu with the Summer Hat isn't in the game, because this is the first time we're actually seeing this form of Pikachu with the hat. But then they break that convention with shiny Sunglass Squirtle. This is the first time we're seeing that form, and we're getting it shiny as well. So I'm baffled as to why the shiny versions are not in the game. Like with the party hat, the second time party hat Pikachu came around, that's when you can get shiny versions, because the first time around the shiny was not released.
I would have been happy with a party hat Pikachu, just being honest.
You mean just
Again,
a summer
party
hat?
hat Pikachu? What?
Well, to give me that chance of getting a shiny with the party hat.
But I would. It's weird that the sprites were in the game; they just didn't release it. But what if they release it at GoFest or something for the 2-year anniversary or something? I don't know. Did you buy any Pikachu items? I didn't buy any. Melissa, you should get the shoes. The sneakers are cool. The Pikachu Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, bring up the shoes on the screen real quick.
Beep boop bop boop beep.
No, don't do it. He'll go in the other room and get you.
No, I'll go press it.
Hold on, I'm looking right now.
You're not?
Let's get a little nerdy real quick and talk about some AR technology. This is stuff that it interests me a lot, and I think that the future of digital marketing and a lot of branding is going to go in the direction of AR. And what Niantic has done here, and the beauty of this is Pokemon kind of gets a free ride through the tech journey here of AR because of Niantic leading the charge. Niantic has released something called their real world platform. Now, the best way to kind of compare this in a gaming sense is think about Epic Games and how they built the Unreal Engine. So when the Unreal graphics engine came out, you would see that in their proprietary games. And then they started licensing it out to other developers, and developers can use that as their core platform to build their games on. And what that did was it made the platform at large more diverse, more defined, more refined, and it became a stronger platform. So now Niantic is allowing this real-world platform that they've released, that they're going to be actually allowing other people to use this in a licensing kind of fashion, and which means that people are going to be starting to build AR using Niantic's framework. This is a fantastic thing because as they learn through these third parties, that stuff will trickle back and technology will come back to Niantic proper and ultimately Pokemon Go. So this is really, really cool. They acquired a company called Matrix Mill. This is a London-based company that, like Escher Reality, is into consistent world-based AR placement, but from a multiplayer perspective, a multi-device perspective. And they released a couple tech demos online, which are freaking phenomenal. Now, there's 3 things that are worth noting, and I'll link to them in the description. The first is going to be what they call computer vision. Now, picture standard AR, so non-AR plus, Android or, below a 6S or whatever on iOS. So just your standard sticker AR. It just places the item on top of the image of the world. Now picture something like AR Plus, where it maps the floor, and you'll be able to anchor that Pokemon to the ground based on its geographic location and relative to the ground that is mapped out by the AR grid. Computer vision allows for full 3-dimensional mapping of the world, where it's not just the base floor that's being mapped, but if there's items in that 3D space, it will map those items and allow for things to pass through, behind, and around said items. So in this awesome demo, they show Pikachu, and there's a table, and they're outside, there's like a picnic table, there's like a flower pot, and there's people walking around. And the Pikachu, in real time, is running laps around this picnic table. It's going behind the picnic table, and you lose field of vision of the Pikachu, and then it comes around the other side, and it's there. And then it's going around people as they're walking by. And it's freaking there. It's like it's really there. It's absolutely incredible tech. Unbelievable tech. Now, they pair that with something even nerdier, which is called AR occlusion, which is, again, allowing those 3D things that are in that space to have their own location mapped out, and AR items that can be placed consistently in that area will all react to those items. So it's a bizarre way to map out a 3D space in AR, and I could be facing you from 20 feet away. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you. Our phones are pointed at each other, and I'm able to map out that space in the same fashion as you're able to map out that space, and now we can share an AR space, place items in there, like Pokemon, and whatever's in that space, whether it's a tree or a parked car or whatever, are part of the game world. Like, that's actually part of the game, and the items that we place there will react around those things. Like, this, the amount of immersion that can come through here is really awesome. And I don't know if you guys have seen these Codename Neon or Tonehenge demos that they put online, but it's next level shit. Next level shit that how they're breaking this AR thing down. And I'm so excited for the future because PvP, when this happens and if it shares any of this technology with shared AR consistent experiences, this game is going to be fucking phenomenal. I'm so fired up. But I don't know, do you guys nerd out on this, or is it just me? Like,
I did watch the videos and I did nerd out a little bit, and I got really excited when I saw like Pikachu like running behind somebody's legs and like disappearing for a second. Like, it's pretty intense.
You know, and it sucks for like Melissa. She doesn't have any ability to do any of the AR core stuff because Android hasn't really rolled that out on the full scale yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks really awesome to me, and I'm like, yeah, that looks dope. Cool. Won't be able to use it. Cool.
But look, the next phone you get the next time you upgrade will have the capability of running AR Core. It's just they have to release it in the game. I'd imagine with them acquiring Matrix Mill and now Escher Reality being on the roster for a bit, that it's just a matter of time before we start to see, further AR tech kind of trickling out to the game. And I couldn't be more excited because it's very, very awesome. All right. Now that we've nerded out on, some hardcore tech stuff for a minute, let's talk about some miscellaneous news before we get into our emails and Battle Party. I mentioned at the top of the show that a controversial guest is going to be coming on. So let me tell you a little story. So the other night I prepared the show notes for Gotta Watch 'Em All episode 50 that we recorded last week. And I wrapped up the show notes probably around 12 midnight, something like that. And I'm just kind of organizing everything. I'm putting the gear all together, and I get tagged on Discord that a Lunatone had spawned about 15 minutes from where I live, right? Now, mind you, it's freaking 12:30 a.m. And I'm kind of contemplating, like, do I go? Do I try to go? Like, by the time I get there, it could despawn. It'll be all for nothing. I got to work I got to be up at 6 a.m. So I look at myself in the mirror. I turn my head backwards. I say, I want to be the very best.
I'm dead asleep.
And she's...
I'm dead asleep. Sideways on the bed.
She's laid out on the bed. I come in. I'm like, hey, babe.
I just wake up to myself shaking, and I open my eyes, and there's his face, and it's like glowing, and he's got his phone in his hand. He's just like, I'm going to get a really rare Pokemon. And I just went, what? And he goes, I'm going to get a really rare Pokemon. I'll be back. I was like, all right. And I just went back to sleep.
All right. So I jump in the car, right? And I have to drive to the beach. It's 15 minutes away. So I'm flying, and it's 12:30 a.m. And as I'm going, I kind of have this epiphany, and I'm like, you know what? This is an amazing dynamic and part of the game. I go, the excitement, the thrill of the hunt, and this is people-powered. This is not a tracker. This is not a bot. This is someone in my raid group who is out watching the fireworks. Oh, yeah, it was July 4th. Out watching the fireworks, and they get to their car, and they're hanging out at their car, and boom, it spawns. So he knew exactly when it actually spawned by time. So he posted in the Discord and tags me. I'm tagged on the Lunatone thing, and he hits me up, and he's like, yo, it just spawned now, 12:15. You've got, it's either going to be a 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute, or 60-minute spawn time. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going. So as I'm going, I'm having this epiphany of this is amazing. I'm just feeling so exhilarated, and I pull up to the area, and boom, the Lunatone spawns. And in the background is the actual moon over the ocean. It was beautiful. It was very touching. I shed a little tear. Caught the Lunatone. I felt awesome. It was fantastic. And I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, oh yeah, when I was on the way, I record a little thing for Instagram as I'm, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm on my way to a Lunatone. This is great. I'll check back. So I catch the Lunatone. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. I record the second half of the video, and I don't know what happened to me, but I just went off on a tangent and got a little salty and a little internet. And I was just like, this is what the game is all about. And I was like, screw it. I go, Jono Plays, I'm calling you out. What you're doing is whack. What I've just accomplished and what I just did here is what this game is all about. And, someone tells you that there's something spawning somewhere, you get off your ass and you go catch it. And it felt awesome. So I put the post up on Instagram, calling Jono out. I tag him in it. And the next day, I message him, and I'm like, Jono, we follow each other on social media and stuff. I go, Jono, you got to come on the show. Let's debate spoofing. And he writes back, he's like, sure, let's do it. So fucking Jono Plays is coming on the show to debate spoofing with me. And we're going to have to keep Melissa chained up to a wall or something like Sloth from Goonies, because I don't know how we're going to be able to contain her, because she's just going to be like, oh, screaming. But I promised Jono a fair and balanced debate. I'll give him time to do his thing and plead his case, but I want people to hear the mindset of, the alpha spoofer of how they think that this is okay. Because half of the problem I feel with the spoofing community is they feel that they've done nothing wrong, so they don't have any accountability for the fact that they're cheating. So I want to hear it straight from the source of why is this okay? So if you guys have questions that you want me to bring up to Jono, please send them in, info@luredup.com, because I'm going to give this guy fair and balanced debate, but I'm going to press his ass hard because I do not, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just bringing him on to bash him, but I'm going to be very clear that I'm anti-spoofing and anti every fucking thing he does, but I'll give him a chance to say his piece. So if you guys want any questions, info@luredup.com.
See, it may not be terrible to have me on because, with you, because I do have that little part of me that is sympathetic to the spoofing community for people who have disabilities and handicaps. That is the only reason that I would understand and be sympathetic.
If I had a rotten tomato from this room, I would throw it at your ass right now. Stop with that shit.
There's...
And I mean, he did have a nice vlog where he was floating down a river. Like, he vlogged that. You know what I mean? He wasn't spoofing. So like,
I'm spoofing
he actually
down
got
the tubing. I'm tubing via spoofing.
No, but it was just like
simulator.
It was nice.
Yeah, but Jono Plays is coming on the show. It's going to be pretty exciting. We haven't set a date yet. Post Go Fest, our schedule is going to be pretty crazy. Now we have Pope Dave, Zoe Two Dots, Hybrid Mongoose, Panda Man, James Pogo NYC. We've got Jono Plays now, so we've got a lot of people coming on, and but it's going to be an interesting one, an interesting and exciting one, and hopefully, it'll be some people will have a better understanding of both sides of the argument when this is all said and done. But that's happening. Next, Yokozuka Safari Zone details have been announced. This is going to be from August 29th to September 2nd. Trainers can only attend one day, even though it's a 5-day event. It's free, but you do have to register. Torchic and Phoebus, we're going to be spawning more often. Shiny Wingull will be coming out, and that will also be affected worldwide. So, I know, it's not too exciting. But I actually like Pelipper. It's a cool-looking Pokemon. But Shiny Wingull will be around, and then they're getting Tropius, will be the one that breaks region lock for that event. And then they announced a second Japanese event, Pokemon Go Special Weekend, July 26th through the 29th. It is a sponsor-driven event. So each day is going to have a different featured sponsor, and at their locations, they will spawn a different starter and different unknowns. So they're going to have unknown spawns and Gen 1 starter spawns, all based on different sponsors. Very sponsor-driven in the Asian market. But that's a couple miscellaneous things. I want to do 2 quick emails, and then we're going to get into our Absol Duo Battle Party. The first one is a very fantastic and very eloquently written email from Pidgegrabba, who sends me a screenshot of a Alolan Rattata that he got out of one of my eggs that I sent him from Red Bank, New Jersey. And he always says that, he's excited to get eggs from Red Bank. He goes, but really, Ken, thanks for nothing. I ain't saving or cherishing this one. And it's a picture of an Alolan rat, and he renamed it Fuck You, Ken.
When he opened
Thank you, Pidgegrabba. So good.
So hard. Like, we literally just were dying.
Yeah, that shit was funny. I was cracking up, so thanks so much for that. And then we got a really nice email from, his name's Dave Keller, and he tells a nice little narrative and a little story about his Go experience and how he's been playing the game. And he talks about him being a Boy Scout leader, and one of the people in his Boy Scout group is a player that's just getting into the game. And he tells this really nice story how he took him out raiding one time. They ended up getting EX passes based on that one time they went raided, and so the kid is like loving this because he's new to the game, and brings him back. Does the Mewtwo. They end up catching the Mewtwo. It was a great bonding thing. The kid was so happy, and he explains like how much joy this game brings, makes him appreciate the game so much more. So Dave, I feel you 100%, man. That's one of the best things is sharing these experiences with kids. I think it's so awesome when kids can be excited about this and adults can kind of share that same experience. it's definitely cool. But it was so cool that you helped this kid out, get an EX pass and then ultimately catch the Mewtwo. And then he says he's going to be out in Chicago for GoFest. So we will definitely hook up, Dave. Make sure you come find us and say hi. And we'll take down some raids.
Yeah, follow us on social media because that's the only way you're going to know where we are.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook because I've actually been friends with Dave since high school. So
yes.
He actually lived. I grew up with him. He lived around the corner from me. So it's a very, very
it's so
small
crazy
world that
it's come full circle, right? Isn't it so crazy? All right, let's get into our battle party. Wait, what are we getting into? Our battle party. Ooh, ooh, battle party. I have to edit the shit out of that.
So bad.
Yeah.
When do we give it up?
All right, I want to do a duo Absol battle party today. Now, Absol is one of those tier 4 raid bosses that it's probably the easiest tier 4. You can't solo it, but you could definitely duo it, especially if you have a spec'd out team. And I'm going to throw a little twist into this battle party, but let's talk about Absol. It is a tier 4 raid boss, 26,262 CP. It's a dark type. It's weak to bug, fairy, and fighting. 100% catch is going to be 1303 for a level 20. And then it's boosted in fog for 1629. So the two numbers you want to remember, 1303, level 20, 1629 for level 25. The best counters, of course, are going to be the fighting types. Machamp with counter dynamic punch, Hariyama counter dynamic punch, Heracross if you have one, counter close combat. You could also use other fighters like Breloom, bug types like Pinsir, Blaziken with fighting moves is good, Scizor. This is what I want to put a little challenge out for some of our experienced players, Jersey J, Terry Wolf. I'm looking at you guys. So let's try to see if you can beat this without using any fighting types and only using a party of bugs. So duo this, so 2-person raid using nothing but bugs. And then ultimately start working your way backwards and seeing how low-level bugs you can defeat this thing with. And it would be pretty cool if you could do like a party of 6 Pinsir or something like that, and then duo an Absol level tier 4 raid boss. I think that would be pretty cool. So let's build our party out just to demolish this thing as a as a duo. But if you want to challenge yourself, let's try to do it with bugs. So I'm in it to win it here. I'm bringing 6 Machamp, the Machamp army all the way. I've got 100%, 296, and 93. And, I think high 80s or something with perfect attack. So I'm bringing the Machamp army to just decimate this thing with fighting moves. Adam, what are you bringing?
I'm bringing bugs.
You're bringing bugs?
I've got my 100% Venomoth, Gyarados, and Beedrill. I got a 98%
Illuminati!
Illumise. Illumise, I don't care. And then Scissor and Pinsir.
Nice. So that's all bugs. So I'm bringing all fighting. Adam's got all bugs. And Melissa,
I'm going to bring all fairies. So I'm going to bring
awesome.
Clefairy, Clefable, Gramble, Mawile, Wigglytuff, and Togetic.
That's awesome. So that's actually really cool that we split it up like that. I mean, I feel boring because I'm bringing 6 Machamp and not like...
You always bring 6 of something.
I could have brought
like,
one Machamp, one Hariyama, Breloom, Blaziken.
And I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of boring.
I can make a party of fairy and they could be all cute. Okay.
But I'm in it to win it, son.
And I'm in it to have fun and look cute.
Well, so we have a lot of diversity here. Let us know what you would bring to Duo Absol. And I just want this shiny so bad. I know Adam has one from the research, but...
I want a shiny one, too.
I just want one of these so bad. Same thing with Mawile. I want one of these...
Dude, Mawile, like, I wish my 100% was shiny. Like, I just want the pink shiny one to be better than it is. It's like trash IVs.
But guys, that's
so
pretty much a show. I'm freaking exhausted. This was my dogs are barking so bad from walking all freaking 3 hours. It was awesome. My dogs are barking. So I
thought he was talking about Star.
But that's pretty much a show. Check out everything we do at luredup.com. Email us at info@luredup.com. Leave us a review in iTunes. That would really help, and we would greatly appreciate it. And you guys got anything else?
No.
You can find me on the interwebs as Phoenix Back for Fire.
And if you want to be friends with Melissa on social media or online, you have to pay $1 to our Patreon so you can talk shit with her in Discord, because that's the only place she is.
And yeah, funny. Well, it is what it is.
I was quiet on Discord today just because
we were busy.
We were busy. It was a lot of socializing, a lot of rubbing elbows today. So I was focused, man. But no, it was chill. But that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. I guess we'll see everyone next week. And wait, next week is GoFest.
Oh
shit!
Yeah.
Holy
yeah, I don't think we record.
Yo, we can record in the same freaking room
on Sunday night.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
With all those other people in the room.
Yeah, we'll figure something.
I don't think so.
We'll figure something out.
We'll hide ourselves in the bathroom.
I doubt highly we are going to have the energy to record after being at GoFest all day.
I wanted to get the Bob Barker microphone, the long one with a little ball at the end, and then walk around GoFest and stick it in people's faces and like interview them. That'd be great.
That'd be funny.
No, but yeah, next week is GoFest, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do, if we're gonna have an episode or not. Maybe we'll record a little, short something just to put a placeholder up. But stay tuned for that. But if you're coming to GoFest, make sure you say hi. Oh, we have a meetup Friday night, podcast meetup with the guys from Pokemon Go Radio, Pokemon Go Podcast. I think the guys from Meta Podcast Go, and also Pokemon Go FM. So lots of Pokemon Go podcasters will be getting together in a dive bar in downtown Chicago, getting shit-faced on cheap beer.
Oh my gosh, that should be interesting.
Yay!
Not me, though. I don't drink, so I'm just going to document the whole thing and laugh at everyone.
I never get an opportunity.
Yeah, just take care of me, okay?
So I'm going to do it. I'll do it for you.
Melissa's going to get turned up.
Melissa and I are going ham.
It's like, why are Melissa's feet up on the wall and she's twerking upside down?
Oh my God, no.
I'll be like, give me another Shirley Temple. I got to watch this. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.